All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live AF. However you want to take the AF is up to you. We are here in the Fortress of Solitude. It's actionfigurecollectors.com or AFcollectors.com. This is our first live broadcast, and I forgot to do that. So there's going to be definitely some kinks and some troubles and some whatevers as we get underway here. So let's do it. So this is our first broadcast, as I said. I'm the Gilness, or Gil, whatever you want to call me. You may recognize me from another streaming platform or another streaming outlet from prior, or you may recognize me from AFC. Just to give you a little background, AFC has been around since 1998. That's when I started it. So it's been a long, long time. We started doing video, oh gosh, maybe back in the 2010-ish, 2011, 2012. So that was kind of new for us, but we never really did anything live. So with the previous outlet that I worked with, we did some live stuff, but this is a first for AFC itself, a live broadcast. So I'm happy to be here, happy to do it. I'm all on my own here for at least today. I'm hoping to have some guests in the near future, and guest hosts and whatnot for our weekly broadcasts. But for now, for today, you're stuck with me. So we're going to go through it. And basically what we're going to do is talk about action figures, go through the weekly updates, what's been going on in the world of action figures, and just see what we can get. And, I'll look for your comments as best as I can. It's a little bit difficult for me to see them while I'm broadcasting here, but I'll get the hang of that eventually. This is kind of brand new, so bear with me a little bit. Hey, there may not even be anybody watching this, so maybe somebody will see it afterwards after we're live, so that's fine too. So we'll build it up. Hopefully people will catch on, because I really do enjoy doing this type of thing. So here we go. Why don't we get into it? So where to find us? AFcollectors.com. That's our website. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and just show you a few things. And let's make sure we're sharing the right stuff here. There we go. There we are. Yeah, so this is AFcollectors.com. This is kind of our main website here. This is actually not updated. You can get to it from actionfigurecollectors.com, which is our old and first URL that we ever had. So here you'll find the latest news from our Facebook feed. You'll be able to see our latest feature review or video, what have you, from YouTube. Right now it's the superpowers. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But this is our featured video right now. We want to grow the website. We want to turn this into an actual news site, not just, feeding from Facebook. So we'll get there. We're at the beginning stages of things here. So as I said, bear with us. So here you go. That's the website, afcollectors.com, actionfigurecollectors.com. You can get there anytime you want. It'll take you to wherever you want to go in the world of AFC. So, and then here's our Facebook page, real easy to get to, facebook.com/AFcollectors. And you'll find a lot of the same stuff over here as we just showed you on the website. Then we have my favorite part, which is our YouTube channel, youtube.com. You guessed it, AFC Collectors. So real easy to find always AFC Collectors on any platform. That's where you'll find us. You can also search on actionfigurecollectors.com or Action Figure Collectors, and you'll find us. So you see we've got quite a few videos already, and a lot of stuff from the past too. So if you want to go look at old toy fairs and old New York Comic Cons and even San Diego Comic Con and a few other odds and ends, feel free, because there's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of blast from the past stuff that you may have forgotten about. It's all here. We've been doing this, like I said, for a long time, since 1998 for the website itself, and then probably a good 10 years or more of video here on YouTube. So definitely check it out, and keep up with us. We'll have new videos. We got a lot of good reviews going on right now, a lot of current stuff. So we're going to be posting more of that stuff as we go. And it's usually just me. So if you like listening to me here, you like listening to me on the other videos too. So there you go. Moving along, we've got Instagram. You guessed it, AF Collectors on Instagram. You can follow us there. Twitter, we're on there too, AF Collectors, Action Figure Collectors. Follow us there. We're all over social media, even TikTok of all places. TikTok, we're there too. Post a couple things every once in a while there. So you never know, you might find some cool stuff, because what we're going to try and do is post some original stuff here and there, right? So not just the same old stuff across every platform. So you're going to want to sign up for everything so you don't miss something. All right, that's it. So that's our platforms. And like I said, you're going to want to sign up to everything, because you're not going to want to miss anything, because we could be doing giveaways on TikTok, where you might not see it on YouTube, or we might do a giveaway on Instagram and you might not see it on Twitter. So you're going to want to be signed up to all of these platforms for AFC, because we're going to have some cool stuff coming up. All right. All right. That said, let's get into some other stuff, some weekly updates. I'm going to start off with events this time around. And the first event, not something I'm going to personally, but Botcon is back. Botcon was the official Transformers convention from way back in the day. And I think it actually took a bit of a hiatus, but it is back officially this weekend, August 25th through 28th. It's in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you can get down there, I guarantee you it's going to be a fun time. I've been to one BotCon that was actually right here in Connecticut a while back. Was it in Connecticut? Was it in Rhode Island? I don't remember. It was around, the Connecticut area. But BotCon was a lot of fun. I'm sure it still is a lot of fun. There's always exclusives, and you're going to find tons of stuff on Transformers and other robot stuff from the 80s, the 90s, and today. So there's going to be plenty of stuff out there. I'm sure just regular action figure stuff too. A good time if you're in the Nashville, Tennessee area this weekend, August 25th through 28th. So that's one. Then we've got Retro World Expo. That's up in my neck of the woods, right here in Hartford, Connecticut. So I'm going to try and get out to this one this weekend to see what's going on. They were nice enough to give me a press pass actually for Retro World. So I'm going to do everything that I can to make my way up to Hartford on Saturday to check it out. But the show is actually Saturday and Sunday, Hartford, Connecticut. So if you're in the area, New England, tri-state area, and you're all about seeing some old video games and toys and all kinds of cool stuff, stop in, check it out. Retro World Expo. And I'll put all these different URLs into the description or the chat a little bit later, so you guys have them. So don't worry if you don't get it right now. You can get it in the comments or the description. Okay. All right, and then the big show coming up in just a few weeks is New York Comic Con. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. New York Comic Con is back again. This is October 6th through the 9th. It's a long show. It's a big show. And came back last year for the first time after the pandemic craziness. So this year, hoping that we're back even more. Last year was a little bit lighter of a show, which was fun. We had a great time, actually, last year at Comic-Con. We got to see a lot of stuff that we wouldn't necessarily see being busy with some other companies and vendors and things on display. But last year was great. We got to see some really different, unusual, cool items. So we'll see what this year is like. We're not sure who's coming back just yet. I haven't dug too deep into it. All I know is AFC will be there, and we'll be bringing you coverage from the show floor on Saturday and Sunday. So look out on the Facebook page for that. And then, of course, there'll be YouTube videos as well with some booth tours, some interviews and such, like we usually do. So that'll be fun. That's coming up in a few weeks. That's it for events right now. If you have any events that are coming up and you want me to talk about them here on the live broadcast every Wednesday, please feel free to shoot me a note either through one of the social channels or info at AFCollectors, actionfigurecollectors.com, or Gil at AFcollectors.com. You can do that too. So listen, if you can't get a hold of me through all the social channels that we have, then maybe you shouldn't be on the internet. So you can find me. I'm happy to talk up your event or an event in your area that you'd like. So moving along, let's get into some actual news, some toy news. This is something interesting here. You remember back in the day, a lot of old school folks like me, excuse me for a second. A lot of old school folks like me have been collecting for a very, very long time, back in the 80s and 90s. We didn't have the internet at all times throughout our collecting careers. So we had to rely on, word of mouth and people we knew in stores and actual paper magazines, published paper magazines that you would buy in like a bookstore, or you would have a subscription to it. It would arrive in the mail. Yes, you'd go to your mailbox and open it up and take out an actual collectible toy action figure magazine and look through it, not just on an internet page. That's right. It happened. It really did. And it's happening again. Toy Collector, and that's Toy Collector without the E at the end. It's just COLLECTR, Collector. So these guys have put out a new magazine, an actual Toy Collector action figure magazine for you to subscribe to. So this is a pre-order, as you can see on the page here. Issue number 1 is going to ship in September, which is right around the corner. And as you can see right here, here's the cover of it. So you've got a reveal from NECA, from Gargoyles, right there. So NECA's already backing these guys, which is great, right? And your subscription for 6 issues, so it's bi-monthly, is $69. May seem a little high, but you know what? In this day and age, that's just the way it goes. Everything's expensive. And to put the effort into publishing an actual magazine in this day and age, and then add on to the expenses of doing such thing, $69, which comes down to about $11.50 per issue, when the cover price, if you were to buy this just single issues, is $15. $11.50 an issue, not so bad. You're going to get some cool stuff in this magazine, some exclusive stuff. So, and also just the nostalgia, the fun of going to the mailbox and is the magazine there today? I remember those days just waiting for one of my subscriptions to show up for one of my action figure magazines. It was great. That was an afternoon after you got it, going through it, reading all the articles, combing through it a million times. So there's a lot of nostalgia here. So, if you've got it, do it, support the magazine. This is just a little bit of the old school that's still left around here. So let's see, what else do we got? And I'll post a link to this too, actually, for you guys, so you can get to it. All right. Let's take a break here and just see if there's any comments. No comments so far. And that's all right. Like I said, first episode, who knows, I'm even out here. I tried to do a little advertising for it, but hopefully things will catch on as we do more of these. So anyway, next up, we've got the Target Fall Geek Out. It's back. They did this last year, I think the year before that. Basically, it's Target exclusive items and reveals for the next few weeks every Friday. So this Friday, the 26th of August through September 30th, and then a bonus reveal, a bonus Geek Out day on October 2nd as well. So there's going to be plenty to be shown. So coming up this week, August 26th, you're going to see some McFarlane Toys stuff. Now, Todd has been on fire lately. McFarlane Toys has been on fire lately. So who knows what we're going to see on Friday. Also, we're going to get a special message from Todd. Should be interesting. Always good to hear from our good buddy. September 2nd, we're going to see NECA, as well as September 9th. then Mattel, G.I. Joe. God, what could it be? And then Funko on the 30th, and then that last one, like I said, the bonus episode to be continued. Bonus episode on October 2nd. Who knows what that'll be? So there we go. This is Target Geek Out. So there's going to be lots of pre-orders, lots of reveals, lots of cool stuff. Items will be revealed 8 a.m. Central Time each Friday. Limit 2 units per item for each order. So hopefully you'll be able to get whatever is up for pre-order. So there you go. Be around 8 a.m. Central Time this Friday. You're going to see a message from our buddy Todd. And also, you're going to get to see what he's revealing from McFarlane Toys for Target's Fall Geek Out. Again, I'll put this link into the comments and stuff for you in just a bit. Okay, next, this weekend, this Friday only, one time only, one night only. If you're free and you're a Star Wars fan and you can't wait to see Andor and you really loved Rogue One, go see Rogue One again in the theater. That's right, one night only. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is being re-released by Disney Lucasfilm in theaters. And part of that re-release is they're going to show, I guess, a little clip or some different footage or something from Andor. So you're going to get a little Andor bonus that no one else will see until the show actually comes out. So that's kind of a fun thing. And who knows? You never know. There could be other little exclusives, little fun things. Sometimes those little fun things are slipped in there for these special events. But hey, look, Rogue One was a great movie. I enjoyed it. As I'm a huge Star Wars fan, you can see right behind me here the original posters that hang here in the Fortress of Solitude. So I'm going. I have to see it. I've seen it a million times, but I got to see it again, and I want to see the Andor footage. So, and who knows with this Andor? I mean, it could either be probably the greatest Star Wars TV show that we've seen so far, or even some of the greatest Star Wars that we've seen, or it could flop. I think it's going to be one or the other, because this is a time that we haven't explored yet, really, other than Rogue One, a little bit with ObiWan, a little bit with Rebels, that Empire time where the Empire was at its kind of height and, really carving out its place in the galaxy, and everybody's kind of living in fear. So really interesting time for the Star Wars timeline. So we'll see. So there you go. Get your tickets. They're available now on Fandango for Rogue One, and that's August 26th. It's in some theaters, not all theaters. And it's like, I think 3 or 4 showings per theater throughout the day. So there are some options, but again, it's just that one day. It's just August 26th, Friday. So make sure that you're ready for that. Sticking with movies, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek. We can't talk about Star Wars without talking about Star Trek, or Star Trek without talking about Star Wars, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm a fan of both. I don't know. Maybe I'm a rare breed, but I love Star Trek. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars a little bit more, but I like Star Trek too. Especially Wrath of Khan. One of my favorite pieces of Star Trek, favorite movies of Star Trek. It has to be, right? It's so well done. Well, the 40th anniversary is upon us. That's right. It's been 40 years since Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, debuted in theaters. It makes me feel ridiculously old because I don't think I saw it in theaters, but I remember seeing it as a kid. So yeah, it really taxed the ages on. So, and this is the director cut too. This is not just Wrath of Khan. This is the director's cut. It's 2 hours long, and it's going to be in theaters through Fathom Events. So you can get your tickets through Fathom Events. Again, this is one of those that doesn't show up in every single theater out there. You got to hope that it's kind of in your area. So there actually is one right in my area. So I'm hoping to check it out on Monday, September 4th. And then there's, September 5th and September 8th as well. So there is actually a couple of showings here. It's not just one day for this one. So you've got a few options if you need for Wrath of Khan. There you go. And then wait a minute. We've got one more Star Trek thing here that's coming up after Wrath of Khan. And actually on the final day of the Rathacon 40th anniversary showing, we've got Star Trek Day, September 8th. That's right, it's Star Trek Day. So we'll go ahead and watch a little trailer here. And before I turn this on, I do not own any rights to this footage, this trailer, this music, any people or things that appear in the trailer. I'm just showing it to promote Star Trek Day. This is for you, Paramount Plus and Paramount and Star Trek folks. I am giving you the free advertising. Ready? Let's check out Star Trek Day.
There are moments in our lives we long to repeat.
Let's fly.
We're here. Who's in?
I'm in. It's fantastic.
We are bonded forever by the family that is Starfleet.
There you go. Star Trek Day, September 8th. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for more of Strange New Worlds. I'm a big fan. I think that was one of the greatest Star Trek shows that have come around in a long time. I like everything else too, but Strange New Worlds has just been great. Captain Pike's hair just keeps getting taller and taller. Yeah. So in the action figure realm of Star Trek, Playmates, of course, has picked up the license once again. If you remember back in the 90s, Playmates had the 5-inch figures Star Trek line that went on forever and ever and ever. Well, it looks like that's picking back up again in like sort of a retro line. You know, everything's retro these days, and we're going to get into talking about that in just a few minutes too. But we're going to be seeing those. We've already seen some figures actually for Rathacon, Kahn, Spock, and Kirk, and I think a couple others will be coming out in that line. So hopefully we're going to get to see some more of that maybe during Star Trek Day on the 8th from Playmates Toys. Either way, looking forward to those figures, and we hope to actually have some reviews of those here on AFC very soon. All right, let's see. Let's talk about one more movie item before we move on. We've got SpiderMan No Way Home coming back into theaters again. The blockbuster, huge Spider-Man movie from 2021 and end of last year, with the multiverse of madness beginning in this movie. It was a wild ride, and as a huge, I'll get to it. There it is, a Spider-Man fan. See him behind me here. This movie was fantastic. So I'm already in line. I've already got tickets. I'm ready to go to see the No Way Home re-release. Now, what makes this different from seeing it just a couple months ago or almost half a year ago in the theaters? 11 new minutes of footage. Boy, do I sound like the biggest nerd, the biggest geek on the face of the planet talking about 11 lousy minutes of footage. But 11 minutes is a long, long time if you really think about it and insert it throughout the film. So I don't know what those 11 minutes entail. I'm staying away. I don't want to know. I don't want any spoilers. So going in, just like I did originally, not knowing a thing, and we'll be surprised. So it should be cool. 11 minutes of who knows what it will be. So get your tickets. This one opens, I believe, September 2nd, and we'll be in the theaters for a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how long. It won't be very long, folks, so make sure you don't wait to see it, but it'll be more than one day. So head on out there and check out Spider-Man No Way Home Extended Cut, starting in theaters September 2nd. Tickets on sale right now through Fandango. There you go. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? We've got Power Rangers Week. This is Power Rangers Week. We're in the midst of it right now. Oh, what happened here? Well, we lost a one of our. So let's go back over here. Power Rangers Week. Hasbro's been debuting various Power Rangers items. If you look here, The biggest stuff debuted is the crossover of Power Rangers and Street Fighter. Here we have Chun-Li as the Blue Ranger. Did you ever in a million years think that you would see Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Street Fighter mashed up? Look at Chun-Li's got a morpher. It's crazy. So there you go. These are coming out. These are available for pre-order right now. The links are actually right here in the article on the Action Figure Collectors, AFCollectors Facebook page. So you want to jump in there and grab those. Also, we have Ryu from Street Fighter and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's madness. So this, by the way, this is also celebrating the 25th or 35th. Ooh, let me go back and get it so I don't get yelled at. Where is it? Street Fighter, yes, 35th. There we go. 35th anniversary of Street Fighter. That's why we're doing this with Power Rangers. It's the 35th anniversary, so we're mashing it up with Street Fighter. But look at this Ryu figure. Let me just get back to it. Really, really nice color combination and design of this figure to match Ryu and kind of the white Tiger Zord, White Tiger Ranger, Tommy's Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Very, very interesting. This is the Lightning collection, by the way. So these are 6-inch figures. All right. So there you go. Looking really cool. Comes in this new no window display box, which we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. This whole phenomenon with no window boxes for action figures. So we're gonna discuss that in just a second. So we'll come back to it. But let me skip over to the next thing, and I'm just going to unshare for a quick second. We're going to go back to sharing in just a second. But the next thing I wanted to talk about is retro toys. Okay, everything's retro out there. Everything's coming back. You've got reaction figures out there from Super 7. You've got Kenner doing, Hasbro doing their Kenner thing with the Star Wars lineup. You've got NECA doing Remco Monsters, right? Everything's nostalgia out there. Well, we just posted a review of one of the newest nostalgic retro lines out there. Something that me personally, and no one else has to think this, but me personally, I think is one of the most well done retro lines of all time. And I'm talking about what McFarlane Toys has recently put out as Walmart exclusives. I happen to have it here, or at least one of them here. And that is the revival of the Superpowers collection. Superpowers is back. I mean, I'm literally a bit speechless about it because it's just so well done. It's a absolute 100% continuation of what you remember from the 80s in the Superpowers line. The packaging may look a little bit different, but it's more or less spot on. Even the back, if you were to compare it with like an older Superpowers, and if you watch our review video, the AFC review video on the YouTube channel, I actually compare this figure with an original Superpowers figure, so you can see how they stack up. I won't give it away, but you'll be pleasantly surprised. But there you go. The packaging is amazing. McFarlane even put in their old logo to sort of sit in for the Kenner logo that would have normally have been there. So, and I even happen to have the loose version of the Batman here. So you can see very, 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 very similar to the old school Superpowers. Same way to connect the cape with the little plastic piece that flips into the neck. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of articulation, just like the old figures. There you go. The arms move up and down, the knees bend, the hips move and the head twists, and that's it. That's all you got. It's to me, it's kind of a breath of fresh air because too much articulation can be too much articulation. And I actually prefer the old school stuff. So endless ways that this can go, folks. We could see some crazy figures come out in the Superpowers line. In fact, the Batman Who Laughs, which is one of the newer characters over the past few years, has been made into a Superpowers figure. It's out there. You can get it. You can buy it in the Superpowers line in this packaging, as if it was the 1980s all over again. And then, of course, there's, Superman and Darkseid, and also Green Lantern and Flash are available right now. And I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. If we really support this line, we're going to see some crazy stuff that we would have killed for back in the 80s as kids. So please, guys, support this line. Trust me, if you were a Superpowers fan back in the day, this has done nothing but justice to the line. No pun intended. Justice League. So there you go. Superpowers. One of my favorite things that at least I came across this week in action figures. All right, so getting into a bit of a controversial topic, and I mentioned it a little bit just before talking about the Power Rangers stuff. So Hasbro has decided to be environmentally conscious, and that's great. And we of course support that sort of thing. We don't want to ruin our environment in any way. We live here; it's the only planet that we have. So being careful is just fine. Hasbro has decided to take away the plastic, plastic part of their action figures, and instead either put them in boxes like you saw, and I'll reshare and show you that one more time. Hold on. There it is. There you go. So this is a 6-inch figure right here that would fit into this box here, that you would normally have a clear plastic window where you could see the figure. Okay. So this is their Hasbro's, good intentions of saving some money, saving the environment, all that good stuff, even though the figures are still very expensive. You cannot see the figure. And that to me is a problem on a couple of different levels. So for me, I am more than anything a mint and package collector. It's just my preference. Doesn't have to be anybody else's. I know there's two sides of the coin and a shade of gray in the middle for all that stuff. So I happen to like mint and box. Excuse me for a second. I do, do loose figures. Obviously, I bought 2 of the Batman figures and took one out of the package because sometimes you just have to. A figure is that cool that you have to see what it's like out of the package too. But as a mint and box collector, you like to display your figures in the box and actually be able to see the figures in the box with the artwork on the box. It's all part of one piece. That's the way I look at it. The box is just as much of a piece of art as the figure inside, and they all kind of go together. And if it's packaged right, you really have a nice piece to display. Well, now maybe we've got some nice packaging art, but you can't see the figure that you just spent $25 or $35 or $30 on, and to put it on your shelf, I don't know, it kind of misses the point a little bit. So do mint and package and mint and box collectors now become loose collectors? Are we doing away with the days of keeping things packaged? I don't think so, but it's going to make things a lot harder. I mean, are we just going to put these things in a box now because it's not worthy of displaying because you can't see the figure? I don't know. There's a whole lot of different ways we could go with this, but the biggest problem that's being caused already, and I've seen multiple complaints about this through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram already, and it hasn't really been that long, is swaps. And if you don't know what swaps are, that's when somebody will buy an action figure, take it home, take the figure out of the package, even if it's in a regular blister package and you can see it. They'll take that figure out and they'll take an older figure that they have and put it into the package, seal it back up somehow, best as they can, and bring it back to the store and return it. Now, the store doesn't know any better, right? Unless there's action figure collectors at the store, which, it happens. But more often than not, it's just somebody behind the counter that's, doing their job. They don't think anything of it. They take it back. It ends up back on the shelf. Somebody sees, oh, it's the figure I really wanted. Oh, wait a minute. That's not the figure. Somebody screwed it up and put in some sort of swapped action figure. All right. So that's been happening for a number of years now. But at least when you see it on the shelf, it's not the figure that you really want. You can leave it there. Now we've got a situation, folks, where these action figures are coming boxed blindly. So these are like blind box figures now, right? So somebody can buy this figure, open it up fairly easily without doing any damage to the package, very careful with the tape and whatnot, take out the Ryu, and you could throw in anything, any old junky action figure that's worthless, seal it back up, take it back to the store. This is going right back on the shelf as a sealed box. Nobody knows what's inside. So let me show you one example here of what's happened recently. Here you go. This is from a Facebook post in the MLC group. This poor guy, I feel so bad, went to three Targets looking for the Spider-Man and Renew Your Vows Mary Jane 2-pack from Marvel Legends Hasbro's line. And basically bought 2 of these, and in 2 of them found swap figures. And it was only on the 3rd one that he finally got Spider-Man and Mary Jane. You can see right here, he opened it up and he got 2 WWE cheapo wrestler figures. Now, if you're a wrestling fan, fine, but this 2-pack already is what, $60-70? So I don't think you really want to open it up and get 2 cheap WWE wrestlers that you can probably get on eBay for $5 a piece or whatever. So this is the problem, guys, that's going on. You got to be really careful out there. There's no real quick answer that I have for it, other than you got to open the package and take a look, or take your chances and put it on a shelf, or put it in your boxes in storage, and hope to God that in years to come, if you open it up, it's what you intended it to be. It's really a crapshoot, and it really sucks that there are people out there that will do this. I do not condone it whatsoever. It sucks. You're screwing with other collectors. You're screwing with stores, inventory, with Hasbro itself. It flows up. It flows uphill. It flows downhill when you screw around with this stuff. So please just don't do it. It's really ridiculous. If you can't afford to buy the figures, don't buy them. Look for alternatives. Don't do this. You're screwing with people unnecessarily in already crazy times. So please, just don't do it. But there are other problems too. Paint applications. I've seen people get these boxed figures, and the box is perfectly fine, looks great. And they're openers. They want to open their figures and display them loose, and that's fine, in action poses and whatever. But then they take them out of the box, and one of the eyes is looking that way, and the other eye is looking the other way. Or, one of the paint applications is completely shot, or maybe a joint is, loose enough where it's come apart from the figure and it doesn't go back in. You can't see that. With the window boxes, you can see it. You can see the paint applications. You can push that one aside and get another one that looks better for your collection. So why Hasbro has chosen on Power Rangers, also upcoming G.I. Joe, and of course, the big one is Marvel Legends. Why they've chosen this route is beyond me. When there are other options, I'm going to show you one of our finds of the weeks here. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. This is another Hasbro brand, another Hasbro license that has done away with the plastic packaging, the plastic window box, but has not sacrificed showing the figure. We've got Transformers here. This is something I picked up today, or not today, but over the weekend, that I'm going to show you again in just a bit when we go through our finds of the week. That's another segment here. But I wanted to show it to you now quickly to illustrate that. Look, see, I can see the figure. I can even touch the figure if I wanted to. It's there. I can see that the paint application is good. I can see that it's the figure that I intended it to be. The accessories are buried down here, so I can't get to them to steal them. The figure itself is locked in here pretty darn tightly, so you can't get them out. You can't just grab them out of there. It's pretty secure, and you can still display this in your collection with the box art and the figure itself showing, and it looks really beautiful, actually. And they've done this with a majority of the Transformers, not the bigger box ones, which I can kind of see, but this size and some of the smaller ones, you can see your figure in the box. Not to mention that, but the Spider-Verse new animated movie coming out, the new figures for that, which are Marvel, are coming on cardboard backer cards that don't have any plastic to them. It's just the figure kind of mounted to the back of the cardboard box. So you can see those. There's no swapping those. There's no stealing of the accessories too. Those are also anchored pretty well to the box. So why can't we do this with Marvel Legends? Why can't we do this with Power Rangers? Why can't we do this with G.I. Joe? Show the figure, don't have the plastic, secure the figure into the box, right? And I think most people are happy. Maybe. You can never satisfy everybody. Excuse me one more time. But to me, that is the solution, is to take away the plastic bubble, show the figure in the box, secure it enough where you can't steal it, can't steal the accessories, and everybody's happy, and we save the environment. Putting these figures in a blind box where we can't see them is creating trouble for the collector that wants to display, for the collector that wants to keep it in a box, and for these guys out there that, for whatever reason, think that it's okay to swap newer figures with older figures and take them back to the store. So if anybody has any other ideas on that, please post it in the comments, email me, message me across social. We can talk about it more. I'm sure we're going to be talking about this more in the weeks to come. But that's kind of my rant for the week on that. So now getting into the last portion here. Let me just see for a second before we do that. If we've, well, we don't have any comments. We did have some views, which is good, and a like. Hey, it's better than nothing for our first broadcast, right? So we're going to get into the last segment here. This is basically our finds of the week from in-store and from mail order. So I'll show you a few things, stuff that you may not know is out there, stuff that you might look and see and say, oh, yeah, maybe I'd like to grab that too. I'll just start with a few things that we've already shown, which is the Batman from Superpowers line. Superpowers are out there. This is a this is a Walmart, excuse me. This is a Walmart exclusive. You can only find these in Walmart stores. They are out there now. And let me tell you, if they're on the East Coast, they're everywhere else too. Because East Coast, especially Northeast where I am, we get stuff last. So these are out there. Go look for them. Trust me, it's worth it. I showed you this already. The Transformers Legacy Jazwares. This is a character that I've wanted since the 90s when Generation 2, the comic book from Marvel, Transformers came out. And this was the big bad, the leader of the Decepticons. And they never came out with a toy that did him justice. They came out with one repainted, I think, Starscream figure that with a different head that looked like Jazwares, and they called him Jazwares, but it wasn't the right character. And finally, after all these years, Hasbro finally has given us a proper Jazwares Generation 2 Transformers action figure. So there you go. He is out there. Now I found this one at a Walmart as well. So, but I think you can probably find them pretty much anywhere. So Pretty cool. Nicely colored figure. Again, you can see him. There's no plastic here. There's no box here other than the actual entire box. So I don't know, just an opinion. Love these guys. Love this guy. Great job. The legacy line has been great for Transformers so far. So looking forward to what else comes of it. All right, what else can I show you? We talked about retro stuff earlier. I very quickly mentioned the NECA Monsters, the Remco Monsters. Well, check that out. This is another something I picked up. This was a Target exclusive. I picked this up on Target. The whole card, and this is huge, as you can tell as I hold it up. This is reminiscent and a retro kickback of the Remco 3 3/4 inch monster, Universal Monster figures from the 80s, which, by the way, I have the entire set, and I'm going to do a retro review on this particular figure, comparing it with the original figures. I actually have a Dracula that's on original card, and then the rest of them I have loose. But I'm going to do a review on that one, so I don't want to spend too much time on this today. But these are, the Mummy is out there, and there's going to be, at least in the first wave, Frankenstein and the Wolfman done in the same style and card as the old Remcos. And hopefully we'll see Phantom and Dracula soon done in the style by NECA. But just wanted to give a shout out to NECA for these. This is fantastic. You don't know what kind of nostalgia this brings back to me from back in the day. So more to come on this. You're going to see this show up in a review very soon. All right. Let's keep with the retro theme of what else we found in stores this week. I promise you we're almost done. But Star Wars retros, ObiWan, the ObiWan series of old style Kenner action figures is out. These were mail order. I got these through Hasbro Pulse, but I did see some of them in Target this weekend. But these came to me via Hasbro Pulse, and they're actually not in bad shape. A lot of these have been showing up in the mail order with bent cards and creased cards and such. These actually came pretty good from Hasbro Pulse. So that's NEDB, Ned B. We've got Reva here, done in that retro style. We've got the Grand Inquisitor. Look at how they did the lightsaber. Very Power of the Force-ish style of plastic lightsaber. Very, very cool. So there's the Grand Inquisitor. By the way, the backers, very generic for these. So nothing special there. Then we've got the fifth brother, one of the other Inquisitors. Same lightsaber. There you go, looks pretty good. And of course, ObiWan himself. Can't have an ObiWan line without ObiWan. His I don't know, his beard and hair are a little on the dark side. It's almost like I don't want to get religious, but it's almost like a Jesus action figure, a retro action figure. Sorry, but it still has that really cool nostalgic feel, especially the way that the soft goods have been done, very reminiscent of like the Han trench coat and Bib Fortuna coat from back in the day. And then, again, you've got that Return of the Jedi-ish, Empire Strikes Back-ish type of lightsaber for ObiWan, Power of the Force. So there you go. That's the ObiWan figure. And of course, you can't have the ObiWan line without the man himself, Darth Vader. This is really cool because he looks a lot similar to his original action figure from the 70s and 80s, the Darth Vader figure, but slightly updated, as you might expect it to be if they did a new one, let's say in Power of the Force line or something like that. And again, he comes with that stylish for the times lightsaber for Darth Vader. He's got the soft goods cape going on, and just has a really, really cool Vader retro feel. If I had to pick a favorite, this is definitely the one out of the ObiWan retro line. So these are out there again, Hasbro Pulse is shipping them. If you ordered them from Hasbro Pulse, you either have them or you're going to get them pretty soon. And Target had them as well. All right. That's that. And two more, actually three more things, but they're worth it. All right. Next up, more retro stuff. We haven't talked about Mattel very much yet in our broadcast here. So we'll talk about them now. A couple of figures from this past week. This one here, try this again. This one here, the Anti-Eternia He-Man, I got through MattelCreations.com. They actually had some up there for, I think it was 18 or 19 bucks. So I grabbed the Anti-Eternia He-Man. Always a cool figure. I love these Masters of the Universe Origins retro line action figures. There's the back for Anti-Eternia He-Man. So just really, really, really cool, well done figures. I mean, this again, just like the superpowers and the Remco Universal Monsters. This really is how you do retro figures. I mean, it's just fantastic. It's almost kind of, when you walk into the right toy department anyway, like being in the 80s again. This was the other one. This was actually found in Walmart. This is one of the Sunman rulers of the sun figures. This is the evil pig head Sunman's arch nemesis, sort of like He-Man to Skeletor. So Sunman incorporated into the Masters of the Universe line very nicely. You've got the 40th anniversary logo at the top for Masters of the Universe. A lot of cool figures coming out right now for this line. So they are out in stores. Go grab yourself Pighead for your Sunman figure so you can do battle. All right. And then another one of my favorite lines. This is not a retro line. This is a newer line from my good buddies at Jazwares. I don't know if you saw on one of our other websites that unfortunately is not around right now, but the YouTube channel is still there. You can go look. We did a great walkthrough with Jazwares for their Micro Galaxy Squadron Star Wars line. So there you go. This is the one of the ones I found, and this was in Walmart, actually, I believe. And this is the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. So it's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, as you saw at the end of New Hope. It's got the Vader minifigure down at the bottom there that fits right into the TIE Fighter, and you can fly him around. Let's see. I'll show you the back here. Vader's TIE Fighter. And these vehicles are not to be underestimated. They're really, really cool. Seeing them on video, seeing pictures of them really don't do many justice. When you see them in stores, give them a chance. I know there's been some naysayers out there, but there's also been a lot of people that are for them, and I'm one of them for sure. Give them a chance, give them a look, maybe grab one. They're not that expensive. I think they're like 10 bucks, 15 bucks. Grab one, check it out, see if you like it. I think you might buy into the line if you really give it a closer look. These are really cool figures. So big props to Jazwares for churning these out, and we look forward to seeing what's next in the next few waves. All right. I got one more thing. Now, this one is complete and utter out of left field. Okay. I was looking around on eBay, seeing what's out there, and just looking for retro-ish, vintage, 80s, 90s off the wall action figures. I like that sort of thing, you know, just the stuff that you don't see every day out there. And I just so happened to come across these Toy Island action figures from 1991 called the Voice Squad. And the reason why I bought this particular one is because he looks a lot, or at least his color scheme, and maybe from a distance, he looks a lot like Daredevil, Marvel Daredevil, in his gold and brown or yellow and brown costume that I guess we're going to be seeing pretty soon on screen. No spoilers there. She-Hulk. I had to buy him. He was $5 on eBay. total off the wall. Like I said, out of left field. These are from Toy Island from 1991. They're called Voice Squad. And I guess this one's called Capcom One Soldier, I think. That's what was in the listing on eBay. I've never heard of these before. I've never seen them before. At least I don't remember them from the early 90s. I was definitely around and definitely a collector back then, but I don't remember seeing these. But he was just really cool looking, and $5. And the electronics don't really work. I think it just needs a battery, but getting that little screw out of there has proven to be quite challenging. So I've tried. We're going to get back in there and see if we can fix them up. But it needs a good cleaning too. But I wanted to show them to you this week because I just thought it was bizarre. You know, if you kind of take him back here and you look really, really close or really quick at him, it's Daredevil in his yellow and brown costume. So I don't know. I thought so. Maybe you don't. Well, there you go. There's the finds of the week. We're coming up on an hour here. I wanted to keep it at about an hour, so I think we did it. Yeah. This is our first episode. I hope those of you that did watch while we were live enjoyed it. I hope some of you find it and watch some of it while it's in the archives here. And please note that we're going to do this every week on Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Come on to YouTube. I'm going to be here talking action figures. We're going to have guests. If you as a collector, you've got something to share, you want to come on too, we'll bring you on the show as a co-host for a week. Why not? And we'll see who else we can have come on that we know in the industry and throughout the years. We'll have some good folks on. We'll have some good conversation. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. From actionfigurecollectors.com, AFcollectors.com. This has been Live AF. I am the Gilness from the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.